Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today's video is about causative verbs. So let's look at an example of a normal verb. Jane is cooking dinner. And in this normal sentence, the subject, Jane, is doing an action directly. Okay, so it is Jane who is doing the action. Jane is cooking. Now let's look at an example with a causative verb. Jane is having Mark cook dinner. Jane is having Mark cook dinner. Now, in this example, Jane is not doing the action directly. Okay? Jane is not the person who is cooking. Mark is the person who is cooking dinner. Okay, it is Mark who is, cooking dinner, doing the action directly. And Jane is causing the action to happen. Okay, so Mark is doing the action and Jane is causing Mark to do the action. And in fact, this sentence means Jane is asking Mark to cook dinner or telling Mark to cook dinner. Okay? So in this example, have is an example of a causative verb. Okay, so this is a very special use of the verb have. We are not talking about possession. Okay, this is not possession. Okay, this is a causative verb. Mark is cooking dinner and Jane is asking Mark to cook dinner. Okay? So, in this lesson, you will learn the following causative verbs: have, get, make, and let. So let's continue and we'll look at have in more detail. So this is the form. So Jane is having Mark cook dinner. So we have the subject, the verb have, and then the person. Okay, the person that we are asking to do something for us. And then, very important, it is the base form of the verb. Okay, so we do not conjugate this. Okay, this does not change. The form of this does not change. It is always the base form. Cook. We're not saying Mark cooks dinner. No, it's Mark cook dinner. So the meaning, we are giving the responsibility to someone to do something. So Jane is giving the responsibility to Mark to cook dinner. Or asking or telling someone to do something. So Jane is asking Mark to cook dinner. Or Jane is telling Mark to cook dinner. Okay? Let's look at two more examples. The manager had Claire photocopy the document. So this we have now in the past tense. So this is the past simple form of have. So this means the manager asked Claire to photocopy the document. So this is a verb here. We're using this as a verb. And notice again, this is the base form of the verb. Okay? And this is a common example for teachers, because I'm a teacher and I have my students read every day. So this means I ask or I tell my students to read every day. And again, we're using the base form of the verb. So very important, this is not talking about possession. Okay, this is not possession. We are asking someone to do something. Notice, very important, notice that when we use this structure, we know who is directly doing the action? Because it's here, this person here, this is the person who is doing this action. And that's important because you will see in the next example that is not the case. So we have a second use of have, and in this use we do not know who is directly doing the action. Example: I am having my dishwasher fixed. Okay, I am having my dishwasher fixed. So the form here is the subject, have, and this time we have a thing. It is not a person, it is a thing. And then we have the past participle of the verb, not the base form of the verb. And this means that, well, it's describing an action that is being done by someone else. So this means I am asking someone, or someone else is fixing my dishwasher. Okay, so this is not me, this is I, this is the person, this is the someone else who is fixing my dishwasher, and I have asked him to do that. However, we do not specify who is directly doing the action. If you look at this sentence here, we do not know who is fixing the dishwasher. We don't know who this person is. Why? Well, it's not important, because when we say this sentence, the important thing is that my dishwasher is broken and somebody is fixing it. It is not really important to say who is fixing the dishwasher. The only important thing is that somebody is fixing the dishwasher. A very, very common example: Claire had her hair cut yesterday. So this is Claire, this is the past tense, and she had her hair cut yesterday. Cut is the past participle of cut. So this means yesterday somebody cut Claire's hair. And it's not really important, this is the person cutting the hair, but it's not really important for us to say who this person is. It's understood, we already know that it's obviously going to be a hairdresser. Okay, and the person's name is not important. So we use this form. Important, in informal English, we can replace have with get. Okay, so instead of have, we can use get here. So we have subject plus get plus thing plus past participle. Example, we can say, I am getting my dishwasher fixed. And the meaning is exactly the same, but this is more informal. Claire got her hair cut yesterday. Got is the past simple form of get. Okay? Now, get also has a structure with a different meaning. Andrew has got Catherine to play video games. Andrew has got Catherine to play video games. And again, we are not talking about possession here. Andrew does not possess Catherine, of course. And the form is subject, get, the person, and then an infinitive. So the infinitive is to, followed by the base form of the verb. So what does this mean? Well, this means to convince or persuade someone to do something. So Andrew has convinced Catherine to play video games, or Andrew has persuaded Catherine to play video games. Okay? My parents are getting me to look for a job. my parents are getting me to look for a job. So this simply means my parents are persuading me to look for a job. They are convincing me to look for a job. It can also mean encourage as well. My parents are encouraging me to look for a job. Okay? So here we have the present continuous. Okay? And again, it's always the infinitive, to, followed by the base form of the verb. The doctor got Claire to stop smoking. So here we have the past simple form, and this means the doctor convinced Claire to stop smoking. Okay? Make. This is a very common causative verb. Claire's boss often makes her work late. So we have the form, subject, followed by make, and then a person, and then the base form of the verb. And it means to force someone to do something. So Claire's boss, he doesn't sound very nice because he forces Claire to work late. Okay. Notice here, when we have when the person is a pronoun, a personal pronoun, it is the object personal pronoun. Okay, so it's him or her, or it could be it if it's an animal, for example. Okay, so it's not he, it's not she. No, it's her or him or it. Okay, or it could be them in the plural. Okay, so it's the object personal pronoun if we are using a pronoun. Example: I was rude to my manager. He made me leave his office. So he forced me to leave his office. He's pointing at the door, get out. Mark broke Jane's phone. She made him pay for the repair. So she forced him to pay for the repair. Okay, she wasn't happy. So he made, so of course this is the past simple form of the verb make. And again, as always, we have the base form of the verb. And again, like I said earlier, this is the object personal pronoun. He made me. She made him. Before we continue, don't forget to give the video a like, if you are enjoying the video of course, and subscribe to my channel. So let's continue with the verb let. And the past form of let is also let. I let my sister borrow my car. So the form is subject, let, person, and then the base form of the verb, borrow. And this means give someone permission to do something. So this means I gave permission, or I give permission if we are, because this could be the present simple, or it could be the past simple. So let's say it's the past simple, I let. So this means I gave permission to my sister to borrow my car. Okay, I allowed her to borrow my car. Example: Claire's manager lets her work from home on Fridays. So Claire's manager gives permission to Claire to work from home on Fridays. Okay, so here we have the present simple. We're talking about a regular action. And again, here we have the object personal pronoun. Jane doesn't let Mark smoke in the house. So here we have a negative when we do not give permission to someone to do something. So Jane does not give permission to Mark to smoke in the house. He must smoke outside of the house. Okay? And finally, John has let his beard grow. The form is subject, let, and then a thing. Okay, not a person, this time it's a thing, and the base form of the verb. And this means to allow something to happen. So this means that John has allowed his beard to grow. Okay, so he hasn't bothered shaving, he hasn't shaved, therefore he has let his beard grow. Okay, has let, here we have it's the present perfect, isn't it? Yes, it's the present perfect, has let, because the past participle of let is also let. And here we have the base form of grow. And the final example, I wash my car every week. I don't let it get dirty. So we have the negative here. I do not allow it. So it is the car, of course. So I don't allow the car to get dirty. And get here, it means become. Okay, so I don't allow the car to become dirty because I wash it every week. Okay, so again, this is another example of a causative verb. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're preparing for the IELTS exam, click here for information about our course. And here are some other videos I recommend.